Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff, surprised by Aryna Sabalenka's comments after French Open win. American tennis star Coco Gauff, 21, is fresh off her first French Open win, defeating world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in the finals on Saturday, June 7th. Gauff's victory marked the first time in a decade that an American had won the French Open. However, Gauff's moment of celebration was short-lived after Sabalenka made some shocking comments to the media following her loss. "I think she won the match not because she played incredible," said Sabalenka. "Just because I made all of those mistakes, if you look from the outside, from kind of easy balls." Although Sabalenka later retracted some of her comments, praising Gauff for how she played with poise and purpose. The original comments had already been aired out, and Gauff was certainly taken aback by her statements. Coco Gauff surprised by Sabalenka comments. In response to Sabalenka's comments, Gauff told Good Morning America on Monday, "I was a little bit surprised about the comments and everything, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure it was an emotional day, emotional match." Gauff continued, "I know she was probably a bit emotional after that match, and it was a tough loss." Gauff went on to call Sabalenka a fighter and a tough opponent, noting that the windy conditions during the finals were very tough on both of them. That is something that Sabalenka noted as well, citing that Gauff handled the conditions much better. Have Gauff and Sabalenka played before? Heading into the French Open finals, Gauff and Sabalenka had a career match record of 5-5 against one another. Gauff has now pulled ahead at 6-5. Gauff is 2-1 against Sabalenka at Grand Slam finals. French Open final highlights. Coco Gauff wins title in thrilling battle over Aryna Sabalenka. The biggest stories every morning. Stay up to date on all the key sports developments by subscribing to USA Today Sports Newsletter. This article originally appeared on USA Today. French Open champion Coco Gauff opens up on Sabalenka's comments. Coco Gauff surprised by Aryna Sabalenka's comments after French Open win. A tale of rivalry, respect, and the mental battle in tennis. It was a sunny afternoon in Paris, the air electric with energy. Roland Garros, steeped in tradition and bathed in clay dust, had once again crowned a champion. Coco Gauff, just 21 and already a symbol of the new tennis generation, stood with tears of joy in her eyes after winning her maiden French Open title. A landmark victory for the young American, one that symbolized not only her resilience, but also her evolution on the sport's biggest stages. However, as the celebrations echoed through the tennis world, a different kind of noise rumbled beneath the surface. In the post-match press conference, Aryna Sabalenka, the powerful and passionate Belarusian who had fallen to Gauff in a tightly contested final, made comments that drew both surprise and scrutiny. Her words, laced with emotion and perceived frustration, painted a picture of disappointment, and perhaps something more. "I didn't expect that." Coco Gauff had just completed her media rounds, draped in her nation's flag, and clutching her first Roland Garros trophy. She was all smiles, until she was asked about Sabalenka's remarks. "I didn't expect that," she said slowly, eyebrows raised in an expression of genuine surprise. "I mean, I've always respected Aryna. We've had tough matches before." What she said, "I guess it caught me off guard." Sabalenka, visibly emotional after the final, had made comments that stirred debate. "I think I played the better tennis for most of the match. Honestly, I feel like it was taken from me." She went on to suggest that luck had played a role and that the crowd had clearly favored Gauff, something she felt impacted the rhythm and energy of the game. It wasn't an outright accusation, nor was it a bitter rant, but the implication that Gauff's win wasn't entirely deserved sparked a flurry of reactions across the tennis world. The art of winning and losing. Gauff, wise beyond her years, chose not to retaliate. "I've been on the losing side too," she said, reflecting on her defeat in the 2022 French Open final to Iga Swiatek. "It hurts. It's emotional. And sometimes we say things we don't mean, or things we'll rethink later. I get that." Still, there was no denying the underlying sting. Gauff had battled through a fierce draw, defeating reigning Grand Slam champions and top-tier opponents to lift the trophy. Her win wasn't just about luck. It was about precision, strategy, and nerves of steel. Sabalenka's suggestion otherwise felt, to some, like a dismissal of Gauff's effort. Fans react. Tennis fans are not known for staying silent when controversy brews. Within hours, Gauff and Sabalenka trended across social media platforms. Hashtags like #ClayQueenCoco and #SabalenkaSpills stirred debates from Paris to New York. She played a phenomenal match. One fan tweeted about Gauff. Aryna's power was neutralized. Period. Give Coco her flowers. Others empathized with Sabalenka. She was emotional. That's raw honesty. Maybe not graceful, but understandable. The beauty and complexity of sports is that it evokes raw human emotion. Sometimes that emotion is uplifting. Sometimes it's unsettling. A history of fierce matchups. Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka have always shared a spirited rivalry. Sabalenka's raw power and aggressive game style clash compellingly with Gauff's athleticism and counterpunching brilliance. Their head-to-head record had been nearly even leading into the final, each knowing the other's weaknesses and strengths intimately. Their final at Roland Garros was no different. It was a test of wills, a masterclass of strategy. Sabalenka bludgeoned forehands down the line. Gauff chased them down like a sprinter on red clay, turning defense into offense with grace and grit. The match tilted in Gauff's favor in the third set, when Sabalenka's unforced errors climbed and Gauff's serve became unbreakable. It wasn't luck, it was championship composure. We've all been there. In the aftermath, legends of the sport chimed in. Serena Williams, who had mentored Gauff early in her career, posted a cryptic yet powerful message on her Instagram story. Winners focus on winning. Billie Jean King took a more diplomatic tone. Both Coco and Aryna are incredible athletes. Tennis needs their fire, but with great talent comes great responsibility. Martina Navratilova, always candid, was more direct. Sabalenka's emotions got the better of her. Happens. But Coco was the better player. Full stop. Gauff moves forward. For Gauff, the moment is too big to be overshadowed. I'll always remember what it felt like to lift that trophy, she said a week later at a promotional event in New York. That's the memory I'll carry, not the comments. True to her character, Gauff extended an olive branch. Aryna and I will face each other many more times. We'll both win, we'll both lose. I've got nothing but respect for her game. It's this maturity that has made Gauff a darling of the tennis world. Not just a prodigious talent, but a beacon of sportsmanship and humility. Sabalenka reflects. Interestingly, just a few days later, Sabalenka posted a message on her social media, seemingly walking back her post-final remarks. Congratulations to Coco. She deserved the win. I let my emotions speak too soon. I'll be back stronger. The post was met with praise and relief. Rivalry without respect quickly devolves into conflict. But this was a return to grace. The psychological toll of the tour. While fans often see the glamour of trophies and press conferences, the mental grind of the WTA Tour is relentless. Constant travel, high expectations, and brutal self-evaluation can wear even the toughest down. Gauff has been open about her journey with anxiety, especially after early fame. Sabalenka, too, has discussed the pressure of maintaining form and ranking. In a sport with no teammates to share the burden, every mistake feels personal. Every loss feels like failure. And in those moments of pain, words can slip that do not truly reflect the heart behind them. A rivalry reborn. If anything, the incident has injected fresh fire into the Gauff-Sabalenka rivalry. Fans are already eagerly anticipating their next showdown, perhaps at the U.S. Open under the bright lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium. Will Sabalenka channel her frustration into fuel? Will Gauff continue her ascension into tennis royalty? One thing is certain, when these two meet again, the eyes of the world will be watching. Final thoughts, grace wins. The 2025 French Open may be remembered for many things. Gauff's stunning shot-making, her emotional speech about her parents' support, and her iconic victory dance that went viral. But it will also be remembered for a moment that reminded us how fragile and how human our champions are. Coco Gauff showed the world how to win. And eventually, Aryna Sabalenka showed how to learn. In the end, grace wins. Always.